Good morning, Your Honor. I just want to make sure you can hear me.
Yes, I can. Thanks, Lauren. Appreciate that. And I was curious, do you recognize Russell Larson? Do you recognize that name? Because I don't. Someone else on the
Yes, Your Honor, he's one of our witnesses.
a witness. Oh, really? Huh. And I didn't miss something on my.
No, I
Oh,
believe.
yeah. There we go. Yeah, I see it now.
I remember it because I spelled it wrong in a transcript.
All right, there we go. I see ya. Right, great. Well, we'll just sit tight until 10 a.m. We're still waiting for a bunch of people to join us, but we got the live stream going and the closed captioning and everything's up and running just to give you a notice of that. But otherwise, we'll just wait for people to join and we'll get started hopefully right on time. Not expecting this to go very long, so can get you back to enjoying a little bit more of the summer day, but we'll see. It remains to be seen what exactly is going to happen. So just we'll check back at 10 and see.
Judge Newmark, I think you're muted.
Always that one last button I need to push. Okay.
There we go.
That's good. I get a second chance at starting the hearing. Welcome, everyone. Docket 6630 CG 139. Application of Wisconsin Electric Power Company for authority to construct what we're calling the Rochester Lateral project. My name is Michael Newmark, Administrative Law Judge for the PSC. We're connected on Zoom with the parties and commission staff. We've made the connection available to members of the public through our YouTube live stream, and people are still joining us here. And we are here for the party session, which means we're taking evidence from parties and commission staff, and we will receive public comments tomorrow. I'm sorry, we'll receive public
Thursday.
comments on Thursday in the Village of Raymond Village Hall between starting at 2 p.m. and then another session at 6 p.m. We're taking public comments in writing as well. That's due July 21st and can be filed on our website and mailed to us. And the live stream will be converted into a recording, and that'll be an unofficial version of the proceedings here. The official version will be in the transcript that we'll issue and post on our website on the IRF system. So do see a number of people here that have joined us. Okay, so let's go off the record for a second. So I'm just going to unmute. So I see Pete, Beth here. I'm going to unmute you. Can't do that here. So Pete, I'm just curious. This session here is for parties to the case. The public's free to observe the hearing through our YouTube channel, and I can show you. So if you just wanted to search it, depending if you're a member of the public, then I'm just going to direct you to use our YouTube channel to observe. So that's just by Googling PSCWI-hearings on YouTube, you'll get our channel up, and it'll be live streaming from there. And there's another person I don't recognize. Does anyone recognize it's N? Oh, they dropped out. Okay, great. Okay, all right, excellent. So we got everyone set here. And let's move on then. We'll get on the record. Appearances. Jason. Okay. So we'll start with appearances on the record. Just do this in alpha order, starting with the Citizens Utility Board.
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Narvi appearing for the Citizens Utility Board, and Corey Singletary is also with me.
Perfect, thank you. Public Service Commission.
Evan White's on behalf of the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin. Good morning, everyone.
Walnut Way Conservation Corp.
Good morning, Judge Krista Westerberg appearing on behalf of Walnut Way Conservation Corp.
Okay, WEPCO.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Lauren Rosso on behalf of the applicant. And with me in the room, I have attorneys James Goldschmidt, Patrick Proctor Brown, Mackenzie Guttner, Don Fortune, and Kate Phillips.
Okay. So it's off the record. I was curious, there's another connection with Quarles and Brady. Is that going to be for the witness?
Yes. Your
Okay,
Honor.
that's how it's going to work. Okay, that's great. Thanks. All right, let's move on then on the record with I'm gonna scroll down a lot here. Wisconsin, no, not yet. Yeah, Wisconsin Industrial Energy Group.
Good morning, all. Steve Heinzen, excuse me, Steve Heinzen appearing for the Wisconsin Industrial Energy Group.
Okay, so I think I got all the parties here. Great. We can move on then and discuss the offered evidence list like we usually do. I'm just going to share that here. And we can start discussions off the record just in terms of the filings here. Any errors or omissions on the list? Does anyone just chime in if you have noticed one? I think I got everyone, but you never know.
Your Honor, sorry, this is Lauren Rosso.
Yep.
No errors or omissions, but we do have one question and one comment for you.
Okay, we'll get on the record for that. So no errors or omissions. So on the record, so it doesn't appear like looks like the offered evidence list is complete and accurate. So let me take comments or questions about the well, let me take comments about my comments. How about that? We do it that way. So go ahead. Looks like Lauren Russo, you had comment about
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. On the application, your comment is to refile or add links, I'm sorry, to the erosion control and stormwater management plan.
Mhm.
That plan is actually several different documents and it's already in the record. They're Appendix A attachments 13, 14, and 15,
Mhm.
referred to as the plan and profile. So I'm wondering if the best way to fix that is not to refile anything in the application, but rather change testimony references to cite to these documents.
Okay, that seems to make sense. Just want to check. You said it was attachment
The
appendix.
Appendix A, yep, and then
Yes.
attachments, you were on it, 13, 14, and 15. So all of those plan and profile documents.
Okay, that's the erosion control and wastewater management plan. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yes.
So it looked like, yeah, that the Brussels testimony needed to reference that, and any others you want to update the reference. Yeah, that makes sense. So you won't need to update the application document.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. And then one thing we did want to make you aware of, we noticed as an error when a couple months ago you asked us to refile the application. One duplicative document, exhibit WEPCO Brisky 1, was a duplicative document in our application filing. We meant to refile and update, but we actually refiled an old document. So in the record as revised, Appendix F, Attachment 13 is an outdated document that we would like to update.
Okay. And then that doesn't relate to the agricultural mitigation plan. That was something else.
So this summarizes wetland impacts for the various routes.
Okay. So maybe we do need a revised application then. Okay. So
For
which one?
that, yeah.
So let's see. So just give me the attachment number again. It's still Appendix A again.
Appendix F,
Yes.
Attachment 13.
So it was so there's a revised version. There's another version as well.
We accidentally filed an outdated version.
Oh, okay.
So we just need to file under the same name, an
Mhm.
updated version.
Okay. Yeah, so the PSC number will change, so you'll need to still do a third application exhibit.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Or if I can just I really need watching. I just off the record for this. Let's do this quick, girls. I'll never. For this. All right. So back on the record. Well, yeah, back on the record. Any other comments or questions about the offered evidence list? No, everything else looks good. All right. So I can state that we will receive, or I'll receive, the documents listed on the offered evidence list pending corrections, and yeah, the corrections that are listed there and what we've discussed today, and also witness verification. We should probably get that done today as well. So there's no problem there. At this point, let me ask anyone anything we need to address before we take the first witness. And I think there may only be cross for one witness. Is that still the case for Emily Thompson?
Yes,
So-
Judge.
Oh, okay, great. So it's possible I can excuse witnesses if they want to verify by affidavit, or you can just have them do it live. It's up to you. But let's just move along, and we'll take the applicant witnesses first, and you just let me know if you want them all to appear or not. So why don't we get started, Attorney Rosso, with our witnesses?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Wisconsin Electric will have its witnesses verify testimony by affidavit.
Okay. Oh, okay, great. I wasn't expecting that, so go ahead. That's fine.
Making
All
it
right.
easy.
So let's move on to CUB then. Citizen Utility Board, do you want witness Singletary to verify now?
Thanks. I think we'll have Mr. Singletary verified by affidavit as well.
Okay. And commission staff, move on to commission staff.
Moving right along. Commission staff would call Kirsten Biefeld.
Okay, I don't see you yet. There we go. Excellent. All right, I see you there. I'll swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. Go ahead with your witness.
Thank you. Good morning. Could you please state your name for the record?
Yes, Kirsten Biefeld.
And who are you employed by and what is your role?
I am employed by the Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection, and I am the Agricultural Impact Statement Program Manager.
How were you involved in this case?
I was responsible for coordinating and writing the agricultural impact statement that was prepared for the project.
Did you file or cause to be filed direct testimony and an exhibit titled Exhibit DATCAP AIS containing that agricultural impact statement?
Yes,
And are the statements and representations in your direct testimony and that exhibit true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Do you have any additions or modifications to make to either your testimony or exhibit at this time?
I do not.
Thank you. With that, the witness is available for cross.
All right. And questions for the witness? We'll start with the applicant.
None from the applicant, Your Honor.
Anyone else? Just chime in if you have one. I don't think there's any questions here. So, all right, great. Thanks very much. You're excused.
Thank you.
Next, commission staff would call Rachel Guadagliardo.
There we are. Swear you in. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Good morning. Could you please state your name for the record?
Yes, Rachel Gualiardo.
And what is your role with the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin?
Yes, I'm a program and policy analyst advanced with a division of energy regulation analysis.
And what was your role with this docket?
My role was analyzing and comparing this project application to previously approved gas plans.
Did you file or cause to be filed direct testimony for exhibits and a exhibit containing the staff data request responses?
Yes, correct.
And are the statements and representations in that direct testimony and exhibits true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Do you have any additions or modifications to make to either your testimony or exhibits at this time?
I do not.
And will staff also be filing a delayed exhibit containing the public comments in this docket?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. With that, the witness is available for cross.
All right, any questions? Just chime in if you have any. No? All right. Thanks very much. You're excused.
Next, commission staff would call Kyle McLaughlin.
Swear you in, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning. Could you please state your name for the record?
Yes, my name's Kyle McLaughlin.
And by whom are you employed and what is your role?
I am employed by the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources as the section manager for the Integration Services section.
How were you involved in this docket?
I'm serving as the DNR project manager for this project while Macaulay Haller, originally assigned project manager, is on leave. As Macaulay's supervisor, I've reviewed Macaulay's work in reviewing the project and drafting the relevant EA sections, and have also independently reviewed the application, data requests, responses, and figures.
And did you file or cause to be filed direct testimony in this docket?
Yes,
Are the statements and representations in that direct testimony true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
yes,
Do you have any additions or modifications to make to your direct testimony at this time?
I do not.
Thank you. The witness is available for cross.
Anyone have questions? No? All right. Thanks very much. You're excused.
Thank you.
Next, commission staff would call Stacy Rowe.
Good morning. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning. Could you please state your name for the record?
Stacy Rowe.
By whom are you employed and what is your role?
I'm employed by the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, and I am the Endangered Resources Utility Liaison.
And how were you involved in this docket?
I reviewed this docket for impacts to rare and non-game species.
Did you file or cause to be filed direct testimony?
Yes, I did.
Are the statements and representations in your direct testimony true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, they are.
Do you have any additions or modifications to make to your direct testimony at this time?
I do not.
The witness is available for cross.
Okay, any questions? Nothing? Okay, thanks very much. You're excused.
Here.
Next, commission staff would call Evan Uphoff.
All right, I see you there. I was going to swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, great. Go ahead.
Good morning. Could you please state your name for the record?
Evan Uphoff.
And what is your role with the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin?
I'm a public service engineer advanced in the Division of Energy Regulation and Analysis.
What was your role with this docket?
My role was reviewing the project for engineering design and pipeline safety aspects.
Did you file or cause to be filed direct testimony and rebuttal testimony?
I did, yes.
Are the statements and representations in your direct testimony and rebuttal testimony true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yep.
Do you have any additions or modifications to make to either of your testimony at this time?
I do not.
Thank you. The witness is available for cross.
All right, are there any questions? No? All right, thanks very much. You're excused.
Then last, commission staff would call Emily Thompson to the stand.
Hello.
Hello, I'm going to swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Could you please state your name for the record?
Emily Thompson.
And what is your role at the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin?
I'm an environmental analysis and review specialist.
How were you involved in this docket?
I was the environmental review coordinator, and so I prepared the environmental assessment.
Did you file or cause to be filed direct testimony in this docket?
I did.
And are you also sponsoring the exhibit containing that environmental assessment that you just referenced?
Yes.
Are the statements and representations in your direct testimony and EA sections that you prepared true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Do you have any additions or modifications to make to either of those at this time?
I don't.
Thank you. With that, the witness is available for cross.
Okay, I do believe there are questions for this witness. So is it Walnut Way questions?
That's right, Your Honor.
Okay, did anyone else have questions at this point? No? Okay, go ahead, Attorney Westerberg.
Good morning, Ms. Thompson. My name is Krista Westerberg. I'm an attorney for Walnut Way Conservation Corp. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Great. I have some questions for you about the direct testimony you just mentioned. in your conversation with Attorney Whites. And I would like to turn to page 3 of your testimony. So you mentioned before that the environmental assessment that you were the lead in preparing concerned the Rochester Lateral project. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And lines 12 through 19 of your testimony here mention some other projects, including the Oak Creek combustion turbine project and the Paris reciprocating internal combustion engine project and the Oak Creek liquefied natural gas facility project. Do you see those mentioned?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you provide here some docket numbers for those 3 projects. Is that right?
That's correct.
And there's active docket numbers for those projects because they were to at least some extent overlapping with the Rochester Lateral project we're discussing today. Is that right?
Objection form.
Okay, if you'd rephrase that.
Sure. From a time perspective, the dockets for each of those 3 projects have to some extent overlapped with the existing docket for the Rochester Lateral. Is that right?
I believe that's correct.
And you were not the environmental review coordinator for any of those 3 projects. Is that right?
That's right.
Those projects were discussed in different documents prepared under the Wisconsin Environmental Policy Act. Is that right?
Objection, Your Honor. She just stated that she was not the lead environmental analyst on those dockets.
That's right. I'm asking if they were prepared. They were discussed in different dockets. I'm not asking about the content.
She can answer if she knows.
Yes, those projects are discussed in their respective dockets.
Lines 15 to 16 of your testimony mention enhancements to the Elm Road generating station. And there is not a docket number for that. Do you know if a docket for those enhancements has been opened?
I'm unaware of that.
Do you happen to know when a docket for those enhancements may be open?
I do not know that.
I'd like to turn to the environmental assessment itself. Thank you, Judge, for pulling that up.
Not so easy, just there we go. Takes a little extra step. Okay, I think we got it here.
Okay. I'd like to turn to page 84 of the document, which I think is maybe 85 of the PDF.
All right, thanks.
There we go.
So check, yeah, 84. Okay.
And you can state this by referring to the document or just from your memory, Ms. Thompson, but the environmental assessment concludes that the preparation of an environmental impact statement is not required. Is that right?
That's correct.
And at the bottom here in this last line, beginning with this assessment, it says that no significant impacts on the human environment are expected to occur as a result of this project. And just to clarify, this project refers to the Rochester Lateral project. Is that right?
Yes.
That sentence doesn't refer to the Rochester Lateral project plus the Oak Creek combustion turbine project plus the Paris Rice project and Oak Creek liquefied natural gas project we mentioned before. Is that right?
Correct.
And you did not, as environmental review coordinator for this docket, assess whether the Rochester Lateral project, together with the Oak Creek combustion turbine, Paris Rice, and Oak Creek liquefied natural gas facility would collectively have a significant impact on the human environment. Is that right?
The EA briefly talks about cumulative impacts, but we did not analyze them in this environmental assessment because this environmental assessment is solely about the Rochester lateral pipeline.
Okay. So you didn't, but just back to answering my question, you did not collectively evaluate whether all of those projects combined would have a significant impact on the human environment. I'm not asking about cumulative impacts. I'm asking about combined, whether there would be a significant impact on the human environment for all of them.
Correct, because this is just about the Rochester lateral pipeline.
Okay, thanks. And now I'd like to scroll up to page 8 of the environmental assessment.
And I just want to confirm, while it looks like the witness is reading the document, Witness Thompson, can you see the screen share?
I can. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great, thanks.
And you mentioned here on page 8, there's a discussion about the preliminary determination letter comment period. And that's basically referring to the comments on the draft environmental assessment. Is that right?
Correct.
And you mentioned that 19 public comments were received. Is it true that the comments submitted by Walnut Way Conservation Corp were one of those comments?
Yes.
And I'll get to those in a minute, but while we're still on this page, the second paragraph under the heading preliminary determination, the last line mentions that all comments were reviewed and considered. Do you see that?
Yes.
Aside from the review and consideration, did any substantive aspect of the environmental assessment change as a result of the public comments from the draft to the final?
I don't believe so.
And I recall hearing a prior witness say that public comments would be submitted in a future PSC exhibit, but I believe those were comments on the proposal itself and not the draft environmental assessment. Do you know whether the draft environmental assessment comments will be placed into the record of this docket as part of that exhibit?
Typically, just the public comments for in lieu of testimony are part of the record. But the environmental assessment is part of the record, and we have appendices with a list of the public comments, and they're all publicly available.
Okay. I would just like to pull up the comments submitted by Walnut Way Conservation Corp. Those were the comments I submitted yesterday, Judge.
Okay, let's go off the record for a second. So let's get oriented here. If we're going to refer to these, they're on Earth, so I get that. So if you're going to use a document today, we would need to have gotten that by email yesterday. Do you understand that?
Your Honor, I think Attorney Westerberg did provide that. It was just the Walnut Way comment, I believe, that's intended to be referenced.
Okay, and that was in an email because I don't recall seeing that.
Yes, it was attached to the email I sent out yesterday.
Okay, good. All right, good. Okay, so it's going to be the file. The version you shared was the file document from Walnut Way.
That's right. And the version I shared wasn't the one that was stamped with the Earth number, but it was the same thing.
Okay. It may just take me a second to get this up. I'd rather use the one that's on Earth because that'll be the one we're actually. So we'll need to then. Okay, so it looks like Walnut Way comments on the draft environmental assessment. I don't know. So Attorney Weiss, I was never confused by this before, but can you?
I think you're thinking the same thing I am, in that because those comments, as Witness Thompson just explained, are not in and of themselves part of that public comment exhibit.
Right.
I think if Attorney Westerberg intends to reference this, it should probably be a separate exhibit.
Yeah.
I think
No,
is
that
your question.
no. My question is there such a thing as a draft environmental assessment? My recollection is that this term is starting to be used, but I don't think PSC4 actually gives that terminology to what the preliminary determination letter comments relate to. And I don't know if if we're going to start calling this a draft environmental assessment, then we should probably make that clear. But when I talk to our environmental team, they always tell me there is no such thing as a draft environmental assessment. There's the preliminary determination, and then there's the EA that comes out at the end of the process. So
That's
I don't
true.
want people to get confused because I know there is a draft EIS. That's part of our process, but unless something's changed or I'm just confused, can we get some clarity if you know? And if not, we should probably make it clear, when we have a better understanding of the situation. But I just don't want to have the phrase start to be used when we're not intending that document to be called the draft environmental assessment.
That is all true.
And that's my understanding as well. And I took Attorney Westerberg's questions to be referring to that PD letter.
Okay.
So I realize that there is some confusion, as you point out, by referring to it as a draft EA.
Yeah. Okay. Because the documents, now I'm going to show the document. And it is, it definitely refers to the PD letter and the document that's referenced in the PD letter as the draft environmental assessment. So it's a confusing situation. I don't know what else. I mean, I think people have basically just defaulted to that terminology because there's a lack of a name for it, maybe. But that's just something we need to address, I believe. So first of all, I think this is a document filed on IRF, and like we mentioned, it won't be part of the record, although this comment period is overlapping, correct, with the notice of hearing comment period?
The PD letter comment
Oh,
period
okay.
ended May 16th.
Oh, okay, so we didn't, okay, and anyway, it's filed by a party, so it won't be considered. So there's a couple of different things we need to just think about when we talk about comments. And so comments on a environmental assessment, the PD letter do not go into the record. Only comments that are filed within the notice of hearing comment period timeframe go into the record. So that's when the notice of hearing issues and when the deadline hits for those comments. That's the period we accept for the record. Now there are times where the environmental review comments overlap with that period because the environmental review comments occur along the timing of PSC4, and it just depends on when staff issues the document. Any comments that overlap will go into the record as well, so that people don't have to think, did I get my comment in for the commission to read? Or what was I commenting on? Was I commenting on the EA? Was I commenting for the record? We don't want any of that confusion. So anything between the dates that are set in the notice of hearing go in the record, whether it's addressing the preliminary determination letter or the draft EIS, or it's actually, talking about the ultimate outcome in the case. It doesn't matter. We don't make that distinction. But the only limitation is parties don't make public comments. So a party comment, even if it's just on the EA, and even if it's in the period of the notice of hearing comment period, I'm not taking those comments into the record because they're made by a party. So this is made by a party. It's not within the notice of hearing timeframe. So what we'll end up doing is just having this come in as an exhibit, unless we're just going to use it to refresh the memory of the witness. But I'm guessing that's not the case. So if we do want to have this offered for the record, we'll just need to mark that. So is that your intention, Attorney Westerberg?
It is, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to mark that Thompson 1. So EXPSC Thompson 1. And if we could just have, well, I'll just cut this. So it's the document Walnut Way comments on the draft environmental assessment was filed on IRF on May 16th. So are there any objections to receiving, and we're not on the record at all. Okay, of course we're not. Okay, so, all right, let's get on the record. So we've marked, let's mark first of all the comment, the exhibit we're going to be discussing, which is EXPSC Thompson 1, the Walnut Way comments on draft environmental assessment filed on IRF on May 16th. So we'll be discussing this document or any objections to receiving this in the record. Okay, all right, so we have our document here. We'll just need to get that filed as an exhibit, and you can go ahead, Attorney Westerberg.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Thompson, are you able to see the newly marked exhibit on the screen there?
I am.
And these were the comments of Walnut Way that you mentioned that you had reviewed in conducting the preliminary determination for the environmental review for this project. Is that right?
That's correct.
And these, nothing substantive in the environmental assessment changed as a result of the comments that you see here on the screen. Is that right?
That's correct.
That's the only question I have for this witness as to the comments. Thank you. And I don't have any further questions for the witness.
Okay. So this was on May 16th. I'll just go off the record for a second here. So this was filed May 16th. I mean, I don't know if there's a necessity for this comment to be in the record then, if you were just asking the question if it didn't impact the environmental assessment. Is that?
I can ask more questions, but I would like to be able to refer to it in briefing, so I do ask that it remain marked.
Well, there are no objections, so I guess kind of an interesting way to proceed with that. I think I would rather have seen someone present this through a Walnut Way witness. I don't know why that wasn't considered. I mean, is this not something that would just go in your brief, or is this something that needs to be something substantive that would be cited as fact or assertion of fact?
Both, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, we would object to it being cited as an assertion of fact.
Right.
Your Honor, I would join in that objection. That was when Attorney Westerberg just said that sort of raised some alarm bells from because it's a comment that the facts contained in it are not verified by anyone. So I think to the extent that this comment is in existence and the questions that were asked, that's fair game, but to assert that what's written in that comment is factually accurate, I think is a totally different situation.
Yes, Your Honor, and if I may just expand, it's signed by Attorney Westerberg, not a fact witness.
I can ask some questions, Your Honor. I think that this was just for ease of reference for purposes of briefing, but I can ask some further questions because I think that it's fair to refer to what's in here as fact. The witness noted that she had reviewed these documents or reviewed this information in terms of preparing the EA, which is an exhibit, but I am happy to ask further questions.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Based on that representation, though, I think really what it seems to be that Walnut Way is getting at is that this comment was filed and reviewed, not that what's written in it is factually true assertions. And I don't know that there's any way that witness Thompson can verify the factual assertions of Walnut Way in this letter. So I think we're talking about maybe two different things here. It seems like Walnut Way's purpose is just to make reference to the fact that this was filed and reviewed.
Okay, so let me
But
just, so we actually were off the record here. So, okay, so we've reached crossroads. Using Exhibit Thompson 1. I think it was originally understood that the purpose of the document was to confirm that commission staff had received it and used it in terms of the EA review process. However, it's come to light off the record that the intention is to
Are you?
cite. We're on the record, yeah.
Oh, you
know.
said we were still off the record, so I
Oh,
didn't go on. Start over, please. I'm sorry.
You got to just follow along with my voice, right? That starting to talk like I'm on the record. Okay. All right. So we reached a crossroads when it comes to the use of Exhibit Thompson 1. Originally, it was understood by parties and myself that the comment was for the exhibit was for the purpose of verifying that commission staff had seen the comment and used it in its environmental assessment review process. However, it came to light while Attorney Westerberg was asking questions about the document that Walnut Way does intend to cite it for facts, the facts asserted, and the truth of the matter of those facts. And we had a discussion about that, but I don't think we completely finished that. I think there's some problems about that use of the document at this time. And off the record, I had pointed out that this document was filed in May 16th in the EA review process, and I don't have the schedule with me, but I'm sure there was time still to file that document, offer it as an exhibit through a fact witness by Walnut Way to either present the facts directly through that witness or to present it through reference to this document. But so at this point, I do feel uncomfortable receiving it for the purpose of citing it for the facts asserted, for the truth of the matter asserted. Is there any response you'd like to give us, Attorney Westerberg?
Yes, Your Honor. As I mentioned off the record, I can ask some questions off of this document. And maybe we can have a discussion for a different day about the commission's overall process for how it handles these. And the discrepancy between preliminary determination and environmental assessment and the fact that comments are not typically entered into the record. But I can ask some questions of this witness now, because I think it would provide some clarity.
Your Honor, if I may.
Go ahead.
So maybe we can see where those questions go and I can reserve my objections, but I still think the objection stands as to using this document to get facts that are not facts into evidence. So this document is 7 pages of argument written by an attorney, signed by an attorney. And witness Thompson has submitted her own direct testimony in this case, but she's not a foundational witness or verifying assertions made, arguments made in this document.
And Your Honor, I have a separate objection, but similar. I would like to see where maybe the questions go, but I'm not sure that this is within the confines of proper cross-examination at this point to essentially be using witness Thompson to shore up maybe things that could have been presented earlier on by Walnut Way through a witness of their own and had a sort of back and forth process. I don't know that you get to not do that and then use someone else's witness to assert facts that you want into the record. I don't know that that's proper cross-examination.
Join that objection.
Thanks. Any response to those comments, Attorney Westerberg?
I think both Attorney Rosso and White just said they'll wait to hear what my questions are. So maybe we should proceed with that, Your Honor.
I don't think it's appropriate.
Can I ask my questions, please?
No, I don't think so. I think I do see that this is a due process issue, and I don't want to put a witness on the spot to answer to factual allegations that they have no foundation to address at this point. And this is something that Walnut Way could have offered in terms of the substance of any factual assertions it could have made, should have been done in the rounds of testimony, and then parties and staff could have vetted that through the rounds of testimony. The fact that the comment was signed by an attorney, to me, does highlight that this is, to the extent it's not, but it should be a legal argument that can be introduced in the briefs. So in terms of anything related to the legal sufficiency of the EA can be addressed in your brief. But in terms of the factual assertions, you need to bring a fact witness to assert that in the rounds of testimony. There is an opportunity to call a witness adverse. And then if that's done in this process, there's a procedure through the facilitating matters order to take deposition of a witness and introduce that deposition as written testimony by the deadline of rebuttal. And I don't know what the timing was here, but regardless, that's not the only way Walnut Way could have introduced any factual assertions it would have needed to put in this case. It didn't need to call witness Thompson adversely. It could have brought a witness here to state this directly, and I think that's the proper process. So I'm not going to allow this to go any further, and I'm not going to receive this as an exhibit.
May I make an offer of proof, Your Honor, just to make the record?
Yes, of course.
So my experience has been that the record prepared by the agency does not indicate the dates for which the EA was released for comment, and the comments here submitted do reflect those dates on page 6. The point is that there was about a 1.5 day turnaround between when the comments on the EA were due and the preparation of the environmental assessment and submission. You'll see that at the top of page 6. And we want to be able to talk about those dates in our briefing. And so to the extent it's used to refresh recollection, I can do it that way. I just thought that the dates, this would be a simpler way to get the dates in there. And that's why I can ask the witness about the dates, but I think it also makes sense to have this document in here. It's not about the substantive legal arguments.
Okay, well, the dates I think are self-evident, are they not? So the EA was released for comment on April 29th. So you're referring to the PD letter.
Yes, and that's not something that typically itself goes in the record. It's been something I have noticed in prior cases.
Okay, well, I can stipulate, I can take notice that, let me just make sure we can do that, what that is exactly. So on Earth, we have the EA preliminary determination letter as received on Earth on April 29th, 2025. So I can take notice of that. And then the other date you were concerned about was?
The date that comments were due, which was May 16th.
And that's in the letter itself. Okay, so now I'm displaying the PD letter, and it does indicate a Friday, May 16th, 2025 deadline for comments. So that's, you'd mentioned something like 1 day or something. I'm not sure where the 1 day comes from.
The business day. So that was May 16th was a Friday. And then the EA was submitted as an exhibit.
Oh, okay, I see. Right. So then I can also take notice that the environmental assessment was issued on May 20th, 2025. So you're saying that happened the Monday after the deadline
I
for the
think
comments?
Tuesday, Your Honor.
okay, so it's a day and a half.
Tuesday, yes, okay, thanks.
Days, yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Really,
okay. So we've
if I
taken
could
notice
just-
of the dates. I don't
Sorry,
know.
I just wanted to add something if we're making a big deal about timing. Just what Your Honor has pulled up from IRF, it appears that that was filed at the end of the day on the 20th. So it's really almost 2 days. So
Yeah, that's fine. The dates are what they are. I don't think it really changes. I mean, the time frame, and I don't think we need to get into this. The time frame is set by PSC4, so if the argument is the commission needs to comply with PSC4, and you can look to PSC4 to see if that was the case. But otherwise, the dates are the dates, so I don't think we need this witness to verify those dates. I don't think we need the document that Walnut Way filed in order to introduce those dates. So if that was the purpose of that use of that document, I'm still not going to receive it into the record. So let's move on. Any other questions for witness Thompson?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, great, thanks. And yeah, so I don't know if we need to. I mean, your offer of proof was simply dealing with the dates. I think we handled that. So I would just consider this part of the record and not a separate offer of proof. Just so you know.
As long as we can refer to the dates in our briefing, Your Honor, that's fine. And it sounds like
Yes.
that is the case.
That is the case, yeah, sure. Okay, so we did mark Thompson 1, but it won't be received. So I'm just gonna. Right. Okay. So no more questions for this witness. Any other cross based on what we've heard? No,
No, Your
okay.
Honor.
Redirect.
no, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, thanks very much, witness Thompson. You're excused. Okay, so I think we have all of our witnesses covered. We'll just need to get the verification affidavits in and refilings that we've discussed by our deadlines. Otherwise, we have the rest of the post-hearing process is set. Is there anything else we need to address before we adjourn?
None from applicant, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks very much, everyone. We're adjourned. Take care.
Have a good one.
Thank you, Your Honor.